Sorry, welcome back. Welcome back, and I will be expecting you people to come back. So I will give you this information very quickly, because this is my busy time and a lot of calls, and I just came out and come to the car to have peace, so nobody disturbs me at work, and so this important call came in, and I have to answer that call and all that. So now I'm back, and I will be waiting for at least 500 viewers again, and I quickly pass this information. The information I am about to pass to you is something different than this Sanusi Lamido issue, of course. But I just want to clear some things that people are saying, and people are talking and trying to bring this kind of information that they are preparing him for 2023. 2023 may never come. It may never come. And even the North themselves, they know that 2023 may never come, and it is a mirage. 2023 is a mirage. It may never come. It may never come, and the North knows that. So the issue of that they are preparing Sanusi Lamido for 2023 is totally out of point. It's totally out of point. This is over 500 viewers now. Now start again. Obiageli Uzoibo, thank you for joining me. I see you, David Igwe, Austin Joseph. So now, of course, some people commented that Sanusi supervised the killings of Christians. Yes, that cannot totally be ruled out. And then also there was somebody they beheaded in Kano State and all that he supervised it. Yes, that is not to be ruled out. But what Sanusi is not doing is that Sanusi is not buying the idea of turning entire Nigeria into caliphate. At least not now. Maybe he can later be advocating for that. But at the moment, his actions, his words has not suggested that he is in line or he is aligning with them for the Fulanization and Islamization of Nigeria. Not at this moment, not until yesterday at least. So if later on he begins to tour the line of Fulanization of Nigeria, then of course we will also notice it, both from the body language and from his words and from his actions. But at this point, the action of Sanusi has not suggested that. But the issue is that, like I have said in the previous video, he is too educated for them. He is too enlightened for them. And they see him as an obstacle who is trying to not brainwash. Because when you brainwash people, it means that you are selling something that is false to them and try to brainwash them from what is reality or what is obtainable or what is humanly possible, and you try to brainwash them to follow you in your wrong path. But in Sanusi's own, we can't call him brainwashing the North. But Sanusi was trying to create awareness and try to tell the Northern youth how important it is to embrace education, to go to school, to get education, and how important it is not to be following these corrupt politicians who only bring poverty on them. And Sanusi was also hammering and trying to awaken the Northern youth that in the North today, they have the biggest poverty in the North, or in Nigeria today. Not only Sanusi. Sanusi, of course, was making reference to IMF and whatever World Bank quotes, that the 80% of poverty in Nigeria is in the North. And Sanusi also understood those reports and all that, and try to educate the Northern youth. And this is what they don't like. This is what the caliphate, the Fulanis, are not known to be people who go to school. So when you go to school and you become a light, you become a threat to them. And when they were giving him this emirship in Kano. Of course, it was part of the promise made to Sanusi before he started talking against Jonathan and all that. And a lot of you who were saying whether what he said against Jonathan were not fact. Of course, they were not fact. They were not fact. That is up to this day. There is no evidence. There is no evidence anywhere to prove that actually the money Sanusi was talking about was missing. That money, that how many million dollar that Sanusi talked about and accused Jonathan, nobody could prove it till this day, 2020. Even the Sanusi at some point, he tried because of his conscience was judging him. At some point, Sanusi came out trying to clarify this allegation against Jonathan, but because this thing have eaten deep into him, he don't know how to come and start clearing the air. So even at some point after 2015 election, goes to 2016, 2017, Sanusi came publicly trying to clarify this information, this allegation against Jonathan, but it was late. He could not do anything, and because his conscience continued to judge him. So the point now is that those of you saying they are preparing him for 2023, they can never trust Sanusi. Now, this is not the reason why I come this afternoon to make this live video. There is more shocking information I want to give you today. You see all of you in Nigeria. It is time to go and buckle your belts, because hunger is coming. You see the recession you have, that recession you have, the other recession you had in Nigeria, where everybody was, people become poor and people are losing their jobs and companies are closing and all that. You see that recession, the worst recession is coming. That is what I have come to tell you this afternoon. The worst recession is coming. Do you know what is going on? What is going on now is that the price of oil has fallen down. Price of oil has fallen down to $30 per barrel. And that is the highest. That is the highest. And because Nigeria, this Fulani-controlled government, cannot generate any income. They cannot generate anything for Nigeria. They are totally dependent on oil. So, hunger is coming. All of you who are shouting "One Nigeria," hunger is coming. You know, in 2015, before the recession started, or 2016 or so, before the recession started, I made a comment. I made a post. I called on Nigerians that the economic indicator we're flashing red on Nigeria, and that the kind of poverty that is coming, the kind of hunger that is coming to Nigeria, or that was coming to Nigeria then, will be ×3 of what you were going through as at that time. And the people who are shouting APC, Sai Baba, in those days, after that 2015, it was still hot on them. They were shouting, go, prophet of doom, prophet of this, because they think everything is prophecy. They don't know that there are in this world we live in, we have what it is. We are in global village. The world has developed that you can actually study to know how the economy of a country is moving, whether it is moving up, or whether it is nosediving. And there are ways to predict how the economy can go up and how the economy can nosedive within short period of time. And those things we have studied, and we came to tell Nigerians that the recession is coming, and they say you are a prophet of doom, because everything in Nigeria is prophecy. When you are revealing information through facts, they say is a prophet of doom. Like what I'm saying now, what I have come to tell you this afternoon is that you see the poverty you suffered during the recession, you see the hunger that you suffered during the recession, the worst one is coming now. Worst one. And all of you will be the one to pay the price. All of you who made sure you participated in bringing this thing that is the Fulani people that is now killing Nigerians and Biafrans in 2015, you are paying the price. A lot of you will lose your job. I'm not wishing you bad. I'm just telling you something that is going to be reality with fact. A lot of you see the people who lose their job during the recession, more are going to lose their job now. You see the company that left, a lot of foreign company, they left Nigeria during that recession. I am telling you today, 10th of March 2020, a lot of company are going to close down. Do you know why? Recession and hunger is coming to Nigeria. So it is now you begin to learn how to drink kunu. This is exactly what I told you people before the previous recession. It is time you begin to learn how to drink kunu, zobo, and whatever they drink in the north, because those people in the north, they are not feeling the recession of Nigeria. They are not feeling the hunger in Nigeria. What this government is trying to do to those of you in the southern part of Nigeria is to bring you down to their level. They want to bring you down to the level of people in the north. You can imagine the poverty in the north. You can imagine the poverty in the north when they have ruled the country for many years, for decades. You can imagine the poverty in the north, and they are comfortable. They are comfortable with it. When you go to north, you will see hundreds and thousands of children, hundreds and thousands of youth that line up on the street, and they will be carrying plates to beg food to eat. That is the level they want to reduce you to, people of the southern part of Nigeria. And that's the level we come through economic policy. You see the hunger that is coming now. The hunger that is coming now, it is you who is shouting one Nigeria that will be complaining. People in the north will not complain. They can stay 3 days and they drink water. And they have lived like that for many years. So these people are comfortable. These Fulanis are comfortable. Have you ever seen Fulani person in any restaurant? Have you seen, since you are, all of you that are living from Lagos down to Biafra land, have you ever go to a restaurant? Even Mama Put. Have you ever, the one you call Mama Put, have you ever go to any restaurant? If you have not noticed this thing, as I'm saying after watching this video, start from today to investigate what I'm telling you now. Have you ever been to any restaurant from Lagos down to Biafra land and you see any Fulani person eating in a restaurant? You can never. You can never go to any restaurant and you see Fulani person eating in that restaurant and paying 500 naira. You can never. So, and you know what they eat? They eat kunu and zobo. They eat all this nunu, no, or whatever. So, these people are already comfortable with hunger. And what the government is trying to do now is to bring you down to their level. And they are going to stop at nothing until you come down to the level of people in the north. Because what this government comes to do is not only there are strategies, there are ways to suppress you, to succumb to Islamization and Fulanization of Nigeria. And governments have different ways of implementing this Islamization and Fulanization of Nigeria through government policies, through direct and indirect rule, through what we call state actors and non-state actors. We have what we call non-state actors and state actors. And non-state actors are their Fulani jihadis, are their Fulani terrorists. These are those foot soldiers, Boko Haram, ISIS West Africa. Those are the non-state actors. And then you have the state actors, which is the military, the police, the custom, the immigration, and all that. They are the state actors, which the government are using to bring in their Islamization by subjecting you to a lot of degrading treatment and hostility and fear, illegal killing, extrajudicial killing, and, doing a lot of things to bring fear and create fear to you, so that whenever these foot soldiers, the non-actors, come, you will be panicking, and anything they say, once they kill people in your village, the next time they come, you will run away. It means that they have succeeded in implanting that fear in you. And gradually, whenever they come, the entire village will flee. And that is how they will, take your land. So another way of that this non-state actors, how they use them to actualize this is that when they come to kidnap you, like what is going on in North with Boko Haram, they will now divide you into two, the Christians and the Muslim. They will take the ones that are Christian and they will leave the ones that are Muslims. And a lot of people will, even at that point, denounce being Christian. A lot of them, a lot of those who can speak Hausa or Fulani very well, will at that point of kidnapping them, denounce being Christian, that they are Muslim, and they will speak Hausa and they will quote Quran and all that, and they will let them go. And that means that denouncing have saved that person. And a lot of people have done that. So when you see what is going on in Nigeria, hunger is coming your way. Hunger is coming. If you have suits that you are wearing before, if you are wearing 52 size, go and start reducing it to 50 or 48 or something like that, because your suit will soon be oversized to you, because the hunger will touch you. There is no way. The only people that the hunger will not touch are Biafrans. Because, like I have always said, there is no way the lion will eat grass. No matter how difficult the jungle is, the lion can never eat grass. The lion can never eat grass. A true Biafran, no matter what the government of Nigeria and Fulani does, they can never eat grass. But those of you who are sellouts, who are always coming to get information from Biafrans, and then you go and give it to Fulani people, this hunger will catch you. You see this recession that is coming, it will get to you. Because even the Fulanis that are giving you those change that you are using to sabotage Biafrans, they will not see the change to give you again. Now they have borrowed. They have borrowed this money. And in addition to this, like I said today, go and mark it. Recession is coming and hunger is coming. If for those of you who are now feeding two times a day, the time will come, you will be feeding 3 times a week. For those of you who are feeding 4 times a day, the time is coming, you will be feeding once or twice a day. It is coming. What I'm telling you today is that the oil price has fallen like never before. Even the first recession was because oil price fall. And as I'm talking to you today, the falling in oil price is more than the last recession. Now it is $30 per barrel. And this has fallen like more than since 1991 or so. Oil price has fallen to the lowest. And Nigeria, who are dependent on oil, and now upon all the oil that they are dependent on, every day they are pumping oil. Where is the money going? And these people are borrowing 22.7 billion from China. About that China borrowing, there is information which is very important I would like to share. And one of our brother who put this write-up actually did a very wonderful job. He did a very wonderful job, and I think it is worth sharing to the public. This message I'm about to share now is directed, or will be directed to the governors of Biafra land, southeast Nigeria. It will be directed to the members of House of Assembly of all the states in Biafra land. And as I read this, pay attention very well, because this is very, very important information. And we are calling on all the House of Assembly of the Eastern region, which is Biafra land, especially the southeast of Nigeria, to listen to this thing that I am about to say. If you have friends who are House of Assembly member from this Igbo-speaking state, forward this video to them. If you are friend to speaker of various House of Assembly in Biafra land, forward this video to them. Let them watch. Now, it is time, of course. This message is directed at indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. It is time to put pressure on these Southeast governors to make sure they adopt, at least they adopt part of this information that I am about to share to you. It is time now. This loan that the Nigeria government took, and the Biafran state, Igbo-speaking state of Biafra, were sidelined from receiving this loan. The character, one moment, so that you people will understand what we are talking about. The information here is that the implementation of this loan must be rejected. And one of our brother made this suggestion. The following suggestion, the remedy situation and the remedy, and if it is, of course, this must be acceptable and this message must be shared, to every platform. But the most important one is to every House of Assembly member. One, this is the suggestion from one of our brilliant brother. We should start calling out all governors to come out and repudiate this loan, telling the whole world that we don't or we won't participate in the repayment of the loan. One, the governors of Biafra land must come publicly and make it very open and clear that Biafran state, Igbo-speaking Biafra state, must not be part of the repayment of this $22.7 billion. One. Two, they should get our Southeast House of Assembly to pass a resolution disassociating Southeast from the loan. This is where I am calling on Southeast House of Assembly members to have synergy with other states to make sure that they come together and pass resolution disassociating themselves, disassociating all Igbo-speaking states from this loan. They should learn from this, the Amotekon, the Yoruba House of Assembly members. They should come together and pass a resolution disassociating Southeast states from this loan. That is number two. Number three, we are calling on Eastern states, Eastern Nigeria, the Biafra land, the Igbo-speaking Biafra state, the Igbo-speaking state of Biafra, to commence a lawsuit in Nigeria and in abroad, respectively, the jurisdiction that can see and bring China as a party to the lawsuit. Nigeria government and China as a party to the lawsuit. This lawsuit must be initiated or instituted in Nigeria, filed in Nigeria, and in abroad where China, in a jurisdiction that could summon China and Nigeria. And this lawsuit must be filed, joining lending institution as parties seeking to void the loan on ground that a major federating unit of Nigeria is not benefiting from the loan and won't participate in the repayment thereof, because when we get Biafra, when this agitation, as it is taking a different dimension, China must not come in to say Nigeria is owing them. So for that reason, they have to fight against Biafra referendum or Biafra freedom and all that. It is time to initiate this lawsuit and let it be on record. 4, it is time the Southeast Igbo-speaking state of Biafra exposed the disgusting corruption scheme. In the project, we could open up a justification for the cost of most of the project, which are, listen very attentively, most of the projects which are highly inflated. Example of this inflated project is the NTA digitization of $500 million. $500 million. All of you know when Lai Mohammed, the lying man, the minister of lies, the man from Kwara State, from the adulterated Kwara State, where they have taken over, when he came and say he is demanding 500 million for NTA to compete with CNN. $500 million for NTA to compete with CNN. Now, this loan they have taken now is part of the loot. They are going to give Lai Mohammed and his criminal gangs $500 million to make NTA become CNN or more than CNN. Another project is this Bambila hydro plant, which they are going to spend, according to them, $4.8 billion. $4.8 billion. $4.8 billion. This is a project that Goodluck Jonathan government already negotiated for $4.8 billion. Minus 4.8 billion, minus $3.4 billion from $4.8 billion. How much is there? It is already inflated, and this is a scam. This is a scam from the APC. This is a scam from the Fulani government. It is time they want to loot Nigeria to dry because Nigeria is dividing and disintegrating. Another one. If even this Jonathan government of $3.4 billion, they already padded it. They have already added something to this figure. Now, APC and Fulani government are adding $4.8 billion. Some of the roads are as high as $3 million, over 1 billion naira per kilometer. Are you hearing that? Over 1 billion naira per kilometer. So, the whole thing is a scam to loot, since Nigeria revenue are no longer enough to accommodate, taking out enough dollar to meet the expedition and their greed. Now, they should craft a caveat emptor to the lending institution. China should stop. We should stop China from lending money to. I told them that by the time we start with China, because now the World Bank is not lending, is not ready to lend Nigeria money anymore. They refuse to lend Nigeria money. The IMF, they refuse to lend Nigeria money. The African Development Bank, or whatever they are called, they refuse to borrow Nigeria this money, and now China came in. So everything must be done to make it very, very clear that the southeastern part of Nigeria cannot and will never be part of the repayment of this loan. And call your governor, share this to your governor, your House of Assembly members. We can't continue to trade our future, to trade our future generation until Biafra is actualized, until Biafra is restored. Until Biafra is restored, they cannot continue to loot the resources of Biafra, and we are not benefiting anything from the government of Nigeria. So, the message again today is that the Southeast governors must come together and make it very clear that the Southeast states will not and can never be part of repayment of this loan. And also, to the lending institution, which is this China, a lawsuit must be instituted in Nigeria and abroad, where, especially in a court that have the jurisdiction to summon China and Nigeria. This must be done, because if you keep quiet and you are doing business in Nigeria, shouting one Nigeria, like I have said yesterday also, you are going to pay the money. You will be, even with this one we are saying Southeast will not pay the money, it is still going to be Biafrans who are living in the north. It's still going to be Biafrans who are living in Middle Belt. So it is only that the money will not come from the revenue generated in Biafra land. That is what we are shouting for. And as you can see, let this be an eye opener to all the governors who think that the North will trust them, or who are parading themselves that they are waiting for 2023 to get the presidency. We don't want presidency. Igbos are not interested in presidency. Presidency cannot change anything. We are not interested. And those of you who are shouting for restructuring, it is too late. There is nothing like restructuring. We are not interested in restructuring. We want total freedom from terrorist country called Nigeria. Total freedom. Total freedom. We don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. Because when you restructure, you are still part of Nigeria. We want to have, except if the restructuring will give us a different passport, bearing Biafra passport, or whatever name we are going to choose at the end of the day. If people don't like Biafra, or if the Biafra name, if everybody put it to voting and they say, okay, let us change our name from Biafra to something else. Except if we are going to have a different passport with the restructuring, we can accept that. But if the restructuring is that kind of restructuring that you will now still be using Nigeria passport, it is unacceptable. We are not interested. We want to have total independence of our own. If we are going to be selling cassava, if we are going to be selling yam, if we are going to be selling rice, if it is going to be the major thing for the economy of Biafra land, we will be contented and we will be happy and have peace in our country. That is what we are looking for. So today, share this video and let every House of Assembly member get this video. And if you are close to them, tell them, sell the idea to them. It is time they begin to connect and contact other state House of Assembly member. Let them come together. It is time to work together. It is time to work together. Let them come together and start making a statement and start doing something, passing resolution that Igbo-speaking state can never be part of the repayment of the loan, that they have been sidelined. Thank you very much, and see you. I'm going back to work. Have a nice day.